guys, today I am here to unbox the Fort. We will start by cutting off these straps. I'm going to go ahead and cut into the box. The Fort cover, and then we also have I can get this out. Okay, so the Fort cover and the Fort foam. And the foam has the lovely straps on it as well, so I'm going to cut those off. Okay, I'm going to unbox the cover first. So the Fort is a magnetic play couch, play pieces, foam pieces. If you have not heard of the Fort before or followed the saga of the Fort started as a Kickstarter and quickly started unraveling. So the Fort has many Kickstarter units that they have not shipped out yet, but they are selling units on their website. The retail is $500 with free shipping. So if you are not a Kickstarter backer, but you are a retail customer, you should receive your item in 1 to 2 weeks. So here is the cover, and on my box, it did not say the dreaded A, it has the 5, so my magnets should be in the correct spots. So let's go ahead and open this up. Let's get rid of that little guy. So we've got lots of these little guys. Here looks like a patch. No, not sure what that is, but it's the same color as my Fort cover, so that's awesome. These little packs are not so awesome. Okay, so I have one cover here. Move my scissors over there. So the Fort has these magnets inside that are supposed to make it easy to connect the items to each other. So there have been a few issues with the magnets. Some of them are broken. Some of them are the wrong magnets. It's supposed to have a sewn on magnet holder, and some of this looked to be sewed on and glued. So I'm going to quickly check all my magnets. Some have arrived with broken magnets, so I'm going to double check all of these magnets, make sure that none of them are broken. I'm also going to check all the patches. Mine all seem to be glued on. And so far, they seem to be firmly glued. I will try and pull one off in just a minute and see if I could. We all know how quickly toddlers can destroy things. Oh, this one is not. So here I have a patch that is not. Yikes. So here I have a patch that is, it was not firmly glued, and you can see that the sewn in magnet has a hole in it, and there is the magnet. So that's not great for kids. Man. Okay, so there's one patch. Hopefully it's only that one. All right, let's keep inspecting. Okay. This one looks good. That one's good. No, and by good I mean there's no broken magnets, and that the glue isn't already detached, so I can see that I could probably peel these off by myself. But that one over there it was completely taken off already, and I just was able to pull it. The rest of them so far seem to be decent. Again, they're not supposed to have this adhesive on top of it. It's supposed to just be sewn in. But these ones at least seem like they are adhered all together. They do seem like myself and or my child could pull it apart. See, that one's not. You can see this one wasn't adhered right here. So let's go ahead and peel this one back. And there's a hole in the fort again. So I can show you one that is adhered pretty well. This one is completely all the way around. Let's see how easy it is, or hard it is to peel it. Yeah, that seems a little difficult. I don't think that I think my children would have given up at this point. Yeah, that's pretty firm. I have to really peel it. I have to really be using my strength. But as you can see, again, it's got a slit. So that is not secure. Bummer. Okay, so that's 2 covers so far. The magnets do seem strong. None of them are broken. So if you do buy a fort, which from the issues I've been seeing so far, I would not recommend. That one's good. But if you do buy a fort, you definitely do want to feel them all. You definitely do want to do this with your covers. You want to inspect them before you use them. Make sure that none of them are open like this. Make sure that none of them are broken. Okay. This one is good. I mean, I could tear these open if I really wanted to, but I don't see any that are just straight up open like there was on those two covers over there. And again, I'm assuming if I peeled all of these back, that there would be a cut in the sewed in part, and the glue would, it would just be glued on. So the glued patch is just to keep the magnet in where they cut the magnet. They cut the hole for the magnet, which is not really what should have happened. It should have been just a completely sewn in, magnet, no glued on top patches. Alright, those ones all seem to be good. Feel all of these magnets first. The magnets, again, do appear to be pretty strong. They're sticking to each other right now in this. That one seems good. Good. Okay, feeling these magnets. Making sure none are broken. That looks good. Again, feeling the broken magnets. None of them appear broken. I mean, it really stinks that I even have to fully inspect it like this for a $500 product. You would think that you wouldn't have to. That one looks good. Okay, so last one. All the magnets again. All the magnets again. Okay. Okay, so it seems like I only have 2 of the glued on patches that are coming up. However, it does seem like every single one is glued on. And again, if I peel it apart, there is the sewed in part. I'm assuming that every single one of these has a hole cut in here with the magnets slipped in, which is why these patches are on here. Now, I'm simply not going to tear off every single one of these because I don't have the time to do it right now. But it is safe to say that every single patch on here has a hole in it that has an exposed magnet again, they're not exposed. If the patch is on it, and some of these patches are actually pretty good that you can't get off very well, very easily. And then others of these patches are relatively easy to get off. Again, if you have a persistent kid. I know my toddler wouldn't be this persistent, but my other children might. So here, I mean, that's what, 4 or 5 that I've opened that all have the exposed magnets. So again, I'm simply not going to take all of the patches off just because I really don't want to. But I could if I wanted to, and I'm pretty confident that if I did, that every single one would have an exposed magnet. Again, not terribly easy to get the patches off, but also not terribly complicated, and another exposed magnet. So again, that's the last one I'm going to pull apart. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at our foam. So in all of my covers, I did have 2 that had the glue off already. I didn't have to peel it off. 2 of these patches had the glue just straight off like that. It wasn't adhered fully. So 2 is not bad out of how many there are here. However, there should not have been any that were like that. Onto the foam. Onto the foam. So this was supposed to be an unboxing, but it's sort of turning into a review because the unboxing part of this is sort of a little bit complicated due to the lovely owner. All right. So there are no instructions. There's just all this foam that I love to take out and figure out which one belongs to which one. So our fort came in 2 boxes inside of a box. Alright, now, this looks like just one large cushion. This also looks like one large cushion. 2 cushions, 2 rectangles, 2 more rectangles. This looks like 2 arches and their middle parts, and the 2 triangles. Now I'm going to try and match up my covers. Okay, so. And I mean the glue is just, the ones that have the patches with the glue hanging off, they're gonna get stuck on the foam and could potentially pull off this part and have the magnet floating around inside. So that's also not great. 2 there. Looks like rectangle, 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 triangle, rectangle, arch. Oh, good, okay. Rectangle. Is that a rectangle? I guess that has the potential to be a rectangle. And then my 2 there. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my large pieces, and I'm going to preemptively kind of, so you're gonna need a large space to do this. Oh, is this the one that had? I don't think it was, dang it. Here's another one that's pulled off. Okay. All right. And once you pull it off, it doesn't really adhere again. So wouldn't suggest going around and pulling them all off. Yeah, the magnets are a mess. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this. And as soon as the air gets in, it's going to start to expand. So I'm going to try and cut across it really fast. You can hear the airs in. Get my foam in it. Before it expands too much. Okay, well, that did not expand very well, so it made it easy to put it in. You can see it's very baggy, very baggy. It does have, okay, well, let's hope that that expands, because look at how baggy that is. That's very baggy, so let's hope it expands. It does have a place to shove this zipper, so that is nice. Okay, I'm gonna put that there, and get out my other piece. Again, I'm gonna try and not super concerned about right now, because that one seems to not be expanding at all, which is great for stuffing it. It's kind of tedious to have to stuff it, but it seems like that is the trend with a lot of the play couches now. And I'm not sure that I would really categorize this as a play couch, more as play blocks. So there's number 2. Again, very baggy. You can see how much wiggle room is in there. There's a lot of wiggle room. You can see the sides should be. So hopefully this will puff up with a few days of play. Okay, now we're going to toss these out. Get them out, get them ready. Now these are my triangles. I'm grabbing the biggest part here that has the most excess elastic. Doing that. Now this triangle seems very pointy. It seems like it doesn't quite fit in here, but there we go. Is it pointed already? Very, very baggy again. This is very baggy. Very baggy, but maybe after a few days, it will expand to its full potential. I think I'll do the rectangles because I feel like those ones are going to be the most difficult. So I will get 2 rectangle covers going here. I'm not super thrilled with the quality. I do have the knowledge of all of the company creation and Kickstarter and how the company is being run and the owner himself. So I'm not, this one seems less, oh no, it's not less baggy, I just didn't get it in the corners correctly. So I'm not super thrilled with how there are people that are owed many forts that have not shipped out to them. And also for a $500 product, there really shouldn't be any quality control issues. There shouldn't be any flaws. This is one of the most expensive plate pouches that are made and that I have in my collection. And while the magnets do set it apart and do increase the cost, I'm not thrilled with the price based off of the quality on the magnets and the patches. It looks like some of my covers might have some cuts in them. Yeah, I can feel the slits, so I can feel that some of the magnets are already starting to fall out of their patches, which is not great. Not great at all. Now this one does seem to have expanded on that end, not really on this end. You can see it's kind of a larger over here and shorter over here, thinner over there, I guess. So hopefully it expands evenly as time goes on. Lots of space for expansion. And again, I can see where the cuts are in these and how magnets are already falling out. Okay, so these look like the most challenging pieces to stuff. This is going to be super fun. Let's go ahead and tear into this. And just, oh look, it has a little, I don't even need to look at that. No scissors needed. Arches and our semicircles. So the semicircles should be relatively easy to put in here. Again, I'm really hopeful that this foam expands. It's very baggy, very thin, which it has been compressed. I do get that. I do understand that. I have quite a few couches, foam items in my possession, and none of them have come out of the box and bag quite as thin as this. I've been pleasantly surprised with how others have fluffed up so suddenly, almost making it hard to stuff them. And this one actually has the opposite problem. It's like, I feel like I could put two of the foams inside of one. I'm obviously not going to do that, and I don't recommend you do that. But it is very, very, very baggy. Okay, now for the fun one. This one looks like it will be the hardest one. Okay, well that was relatively easy, maybe because my foam hasn't expanded. All in all, I must say that putting the covers on so far has been pretty easy. It wasn't very time consuming other than it's a bunch of covers, and I had to inspect every single one to make sure that the magnets weren't incredibly loose. So this color is Golf. This is the Golf color. Foam doesn't really smell. It didn't have any kind of scent. I just smelled it just to see up close. There's a hint of a scent, but it's actually a pretty scentless foam, which is pretty awesome. Okay. So here we have, oh my goodness, we have all of our pieces. Very baggy, but we have them all. They're all here. So, and lots of garbage. And we have these two MicroGuard enhancing packaging. These two colored things, not quite sure what they're for. Set them right there. So let me just show you the magnets really fast. So there are magnets, and I'll do a full review on these. I just want to give you a quick idea. So magnets are relatively strong. I mean, one shake and they come apart. So I do have a correct magnetically aligned fort. There are some forts that are having issues with where their magnets are placed and having the axle magnets. These ones seem to be able to connect. They seem to be able to connect. So I will do a full-on review of this. I'll give it at least 2 weeks. I'll let you know how they fluff up. But here is my put together fort. 1, 2, 3, 4 rectangles, 2 large triangles, 2 large squares, 2 arches, and the 2 semicircles. So again, fort is $500. If you order it right now, it should get to your house in 2 weeks. Immediate thoughts, is it worth the $500? No, I wouldn't support this business. If you have any issues, typically the owners do not respond. I will be letting the owner know about my issues with my magnets, and we'll see what response I get. For this holiday season, I would suggest going with something reliable, and the fort, unfortunately, is not reliable. But if you love it, you love it. If you're willing to put in the work to make sure that all of your magnets are secure, you can buy it at getthefort.com, $500, free shipping in the US. I don't believe it ships outside of the US. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 colors. You can see them on the website. This is the Golf color. And if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them for me. I will do a review in 2 weeks, see if these puff up, how they puff up, and how they work then. So this is your fort.